What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Elite Dangerous. First thing I want to do, guys, is thank you all so much for the support. We've been having a lot of fun playing Elite Dangerous, showing off a lot of the new stuff, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. As I've been perusing the comments and chatting with people, I've realized that a lot of the viewership I'm receiving are newer or returning players that may or may not know a lot of things about the game. I've recently gained the ability on YouTube to actually do posts and to do polls and to kind of hang out with you guys in a little bit more simpler ways than streaming or creating content. I can actually just directly ask you guys questions, do things, and I'm loving that you guys are able to see them, respond to them, and then leave a comment with it to explain why you've answered in a certain way. Tons of you guys have responded to these, and I'm very, very grateful for you who have to help give me insight into what it is that you guys actually want to see. So after some thought, time, and deliberation, I've decided to create a short series about the different jobs in Elite Dangerous. There's all sorts of things you can do in this game to not only progress with reputation with different factions, progress your rank in trading, combat, and exploration, but I want to take some time and actually go over the specific activities you can do to increase those ranks, make some money, and ultimately have some fun. Today we're going to focus on one of the simplest yet most enjoyable ones that I have spent my time doing, and that is bounty hunting. So how bounties work in this game is bounties are attached to ships, not commanders. If you've ever done anything illegal and you've escaped and then traded ships because of one reason or another, you'll notice that your ship actually has like a little law scales icon on it that says like this is a dirty ship, and you can do things to clean the ship, or you can turn yourself in and spend the fine dollars to then go to a detention facility and then leave that way. It's the cheaper option, but sometimes if it's across the galaxy, you have to go to the system with the faction. Anyway, it's a whole thing, and sometimes it's easier to pay the exorbitant amount of money to get the bounties taken off. But the basics are you find someone that's wanted, you blow them up, you get a bounty credit that you then take to a station, and then you turn in your vouchers, and they give you money. Simple as that. One of the first things I did when I started Elite Dangerous was go bounty hunting, because it's kind of a quick and easy way to get a couple bucks. You're not going to get 126 million an hour like people are getting with the mining gold rush right now, but it's a little more entertaining. You don't need a big ship. All you need to do is basically just like tag someone with a laser beam right before they die, if you really are being careful. So under your utility mounts, you can actually go ahead and throw on a kill warrant scanner. I was using this bad boy for combat zones. That's another thing we're going to be covering later, actually going into conflict zones and hanging out in those. You can go in here, grab a kill warrant scanner. As you can see, the cheapest one here is 13,000, so you don't need that much. I think you start out with 1,000 credits, so if you do 1 or 2 missions, you might have that. As the game tells you, the kill warrant scanner, it's a scanner that incorporates real-time communication with multiple law enforcement networks to obtain all issued bounties. So, let's assume you have a single ship, and you see them, and a little thing pops up, boop, wanted. What you want to do is, yes, they're wanted in the system that you're in, and you can kill them and get the bounty for that system. However, if that ship is wanted in multiple systems, you're not going to get the bounty for all of those systems, just the one system. So if you scan them with this bad boy, it's going to give you all of the bounties attached to that one person if you scan them and then you kill them. And of course, you need, some hard points and stuff. I've just got a bunch of lasers and multi-cannons, just kind of simple stuff. But even then, you don't need any fancy gear whatsoever. And as a reminder, you're going to have to go set a fire group for this kill warrant scanner. You have to sit there and scan them for a little bit. I think it's a 10-second scan. You can engineer it later, and we're going to go over engineering in the future. You can engineer it to do like a 2-second scan, fast scan. However, we're just going to go with the basic 10-second scan just to show you how that works. All right, now your ship's set up. You're ready to go bounty hunting. Be like Boba Fett, make some monies. But where do you go? Where do you go to find people that are wanted? There's a couple locations you can go to. You can find them in Super Cruise, and you can pull them out with an FSD interdictor, but that's a little bit more complicated, more when you're going pirate hunting, which is also fun, by the way. However, if you look on the forums and you watch other people and you spend some time in the game, you realize that there's a couple places that people that are wanted usually just kind of show up. Not every single system is going to have these things. Every system is going to have what's called a nav beacon. A nav beacon is something that kind of spawns near the star. As soon as you get in, you can go to your navigation panel and find the nav beacon. You can go to the nav beacon, scan, and get information about the system. But also, ships will drop in and just kind of hang out there. Some are clean and some are wanted. At a nav beacon, it's usually a little bit more calm. It's not very intense. Not too many big bad boys, but some will show up. So if you want to give it a test, maybe go to a nav beacon first, just to give it a test. But what we have found is that systems that have rings tend to have what are called resource extraction sites. I'm going to pick a random ring arbitrarily and go there and see if when we get closer we can see some resource extraction sites. Do not murder anyone when you leave the station. Okay, we've had some bad luck in the past. It's not good. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, I bumped a ship going very quickly, and it blew up the ship. And it gave me the murder bounty, and then I was then shot by the security. Anyway, it was bad. So once you hop into Super Cruise in the system that you've chosen, you can go over to your navigation panel and see if there are any of these resource extraction sites. You're gonna notice that they say, you know, they range from resource extraction sites low, medium, high, or hazardous. Basically, they give you like a general idea of how difficult it's gonna be, maybe how intensive ships show up, maybe the rank that the NPCs have, because they actually have the rankings of like the mostly harmless. The same rankings that we have are the same rankings that they can have, and they have different AI abilities according to what they have. So if you want to take it easy and you've done the nav beacon, maybe I would start with a resource extraction site low. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go to the closest one, drop in, and show you what we're looking at. As a reminder, in every one of my videos, I always like to point out that I am not the smartest human with this game, but I love the game a lot. So I'm sharing my experiences of what I find works best for me. This may not be the tried and true system that works best for you, but give it a test. But try it out. See how you feel about it. Tweak things the way that works for you, and at the end of the day, the whole point of this game is to enjoy it. Do what you love. If you have any ideas or ways to make it better for those that are watching, please throw it down in the comments so we can all learn and grow together. Pro tip for those who may be newer than those other ones. If you slow down to about 75% speed when you hit the 7 or 6 second mark when you're coming up on something, 99% of the time you will slow down to the perfect speed to be able to not have to go past it and turn around, just wherever you're going to. Just that may be common knowledge, but there may be one person who doesn't know that. All right, let's drop in here and see what kind of nonsense we've got to get ourselves into. We're on the very edge of the ring, it looks like, and you're gonna notice that on the radar down below me, I guess it's like right here-ish, you're gonna notice that there are gonna be some NPCs that show up. So the whole idea of bounty hunting is you need to basically just go find some ships, which they're going to be on your mini-map. You see that the mini-map's filling up, the radar's filling up. You're just going to want to like select them and just kind of give them a little bit of a scan, okay? Scanning happens slowly over time right behind my head. You're going to see that this guy, that gives you the ship that they're in. If the ship has a name, which some of the names are choice, by the way. This guy's name is Mark Boothroyd. He's mostly harmless, but he is still wanted. And he's with the faction Liu D Patrons Principles, right? He's wanted, right? And they're going to be scanning you too, and that's fine. Don't worry about it. As long as you don't have anything in your hole, they can scan you all they want, but it's not going to do anything. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to pull out our kill warrant scanner and give this guy a scan. You hold it down, and you got to wait for the bar to fill up on the left and these little lines that come into the middle. Okay, once it's scanned, it doesn't give you any information. All it does is just says that the kill warrant scans complete, contact information updated. You don't even need to read all that. As long as it's completed, you can switch to your weapons. And as long as he's wanted, you can just blow this dude up with like no repercussions. So we're just gonna bop this guy. He's got no shields or nothing. So he's dead. And as you see, bam, 2,000 credit bounty awarded. Destruction of criminal Mark Boothroyd. Fantastic. And if you go into your transactions, you can then look down and see that the bounty is in the Akinar Immortals, okay? That's the idea. So you go around, you bop a few, and let's just go bop a few for fun. We're in a low, so there are gonna be some small ships. Some are gonna be Sidewinders, some are gonna be a little bit bigger, hopefully. But basically, you just scan everybody, see if they're wanted, and you bop them. If you happen to be in a resource extraction site with a lot of, like, system security forces, make sure you do not shoot the security forces. If you shoot them, like if you've targeted them and then shot and it hits them, even though it was like minimal damage, it will still, they will all freak out, put a bounty on you, and they'll kill you right away. If that happens, your job is to escape without blowing up. Another note to remember is that if you die while bounty hunting, all of your vouchers will go away. So living is very, very important. So you need to be a little bit careful. Okay, there we go. We saw this guy was wanted. We scanned him earlier. we got a bounty. Okay, these are very minimal bounties, 2,000, 6,000. But these are very, very small ships, very, you know, weak ships. We got a Cobra Mark III. This one's a little bit more. But again, it's based on the size of the... See, this guy's clean. See how it's clean in the bottom left? Do not shoot this man. You will gain a bounty. And system security forces will eventually show up. It's a whole thing. All right, do you see this guy that's green on my mini-map? See how he's green? This is an internal security service. That's what they're called. Or then maybe like system security. Do not shoot these guys. These guys are here doing the exact same thing. They are searching for guys who are wanted, and they are also going to blow them up. So a tip that you can do is let them fight somebody that's bigger than you, because you don't want to take the heat, right? You're in a small Sidewinder, or you're in like a Cobra and you're not quite there. Let them do most of the shooting, and you just kind of pop shots at them once in a while. Let's go see if we can do an example of that. What we're going to do is we're actually going to jump out of this resource extraction site, hop into one that's a little bit more heavy, so I can show you kind of the a lot more intense fun times that comes with this. So we're going to go to our navigation, find the resource extraction site High. High is not the most intense. Hazardous resource extraction sites are where the big ships that have a lot of money attached to them, a lot of big bounties that will give you, you know, 500,000 every single kill. But they're, you know, they're Anacondas, they're Pythons, they're Federal Corvettes, you know, big ships that take a lot of firepower and skill to kill them, but they're worth $500,000, sometimes more each kill. The only problem with the hazardous resource extraction sites is there is no security service there. And that's why they're so run rampant with bad boys, is because there's no security service basically be your kind of quote-unquote ally to kind of help you out. All right, so you see how these guys are in combat? Someone is bad. We're just kind of seeing who's bad. And you do know, okay, so that guy's bad. Who's this guy? Who are they shooting? So this guy's clean, and they're being attacked by these other guys, right? So I'm just taking stock of the situation before I hop in. But this guy's wanted and dangerous, and he's being shot by a bunch of guys in security services. So I'm actually going to give him a scan before he dies. Let them take down his shields. Okay, we've scanned him. Okay, he's not, as long as he's not dead, see how he's still orange? If we bop him, now he's red. We have now tagged him a little bit. Okay, and if there's anything in his wing, which he's in a wing of 2, by the way, his friend may start attacking me as well. But as long as you do a little bit of damage to him, right before he dies, you'll still get credit. I got 44,000 shooting 5 times, right? So, you can do bounty hunting very carefully, as long as you're just careful, okay? So we're going to scan him, but we're going to shoot him once or twice just to make sure we hit him. So in case we don't get the scan done, we at least get the wanted, his bounty for this system. But now that my scan's done, we're just going to switch weapons and just bop him. Simple as that. We just made 100,000 space bucks doing hardly nothing, and you could have done that in a Sidewinder easily. Okay? And it's just the act of just going around, seeing if there's combat, hopping in on the combat, having some fun. Is this Anaconda a bad boy? If he is, oh, he's a bad boy. Okay, so there's no friends over here. These are all wanted boys. So hopping in and attacking him first is not usually a good idea. All of these green pips, you're gonna want to like hang out with them until they attack the big boys if you're not confident in your combat abilities. Note, even if you haven't, even though clearly the System Security Services is shooting this guy and he's wanted, but you have not scanned him and the wanted thing shows up yet, you will gain a bounty and they will then attack you. You have to be careful. Do not shoot them too soon. I cannot stress it enough because the System Security Services will give them a bounty for shooting someone you haven't scanned. And so just, all I'm saying is be careful, okay? This isn't a video about how to fight. This isn't a video about, you know, combat tactics. This is, okay, look, 150,000. All this is just, this is how bounty hunting works. And it's a little bit more fun than mining all the time. Okay, Anaconda. Oh, they're going for him. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go hang out with this Anaconda, get ourselves a good moment here. And then we'll go turn in what we've done. So they've actually started combat with this Anaconda, and because we're going to be doing so much damage to it, it may just start attacking us. And there's other things we could do. We could try to kill the small ships first and then hop on this big boat. We're just going to hop on this big boat and have some fun with them. So let's give them a scan while these guys are slowly getting the shields down. All right, shields are down. Let's get all of our weps out. Wait for the chaff to stop going so we can actually use our gimbals because we're a gimbal boy. And let's help out. Okay. These guys are usually pretty tough. He's ranked dangerous. So he's probably going to have a pretty good bounty on him. In fact, if you really want to, you can go to your contacts, and after you've scanned them, you can see the bounty on them. This guy has a $272,000 bounty on him. But usually you just kill him. You assume their bounty's pretty good. And have some fun. And this is a little bit unfair. There's like 10 ships shooting this guy. But this is a way that you can get a couple extra bucks. Easily. It's a little bit dangerous. There's always a risk involved. In every activity, there's always a risk. But this is at least a little bit more entertaining. And you can do this right from the get-go. You don't have to have big cargo size. You don't have to have reputation. Now, you will gain reputation doing this with the factions that you are, that have the bounty on them. But that's not the main problem. That's not the main goal. The main goal, of course, is to just get some money, have some fun, shooting people. Bam. $273,000 bounty. That's it. And as long as you have ammo, and as long as your hull and shield is everything's good, you can just keep doing this. You can do this for hours. If you're careful, you can do this for pretty much ever, especially if you use beam weapons. They don't require ammo. See, this guy's wanted. He's almost dead, so I'm just gonna bop him a little bit. But remember, scan him with just your regular scanner. First, let the wanted thing show up, then shoot him. Do not shoot them too early. Let's assume that you've decided that you're done. You've had some fun. You look at your transactions and you see those credit space bucks building up, and you're like, oh buddy, I want to get this sold before I die, or whatever. Okay, all you do, of course, is you just get out of the mass log, and you just super cruise and get back to the station and sell them. Let's assume you have shot somebody wrong, and you're all of a sudden wanted, and you're being attacked. You just need to quickly turn around, boost out of there, put your hard points away, and then just keep boosting until you're able to hop into the super cruise. Sometimes if there's a ship near you, it'll slow down the super cruise charge, so you need to like boost out of there and just get out of there. Just in case bad things happen, just escape, get into super cruise, you'll be fine. You can find these resource extraction sites in most systems that have rings. All you need to do is just look at a couple systems near you, go to the system map, hopefully you can find them. If not, if you really need some help, you can go to the eddb.io or anara.cz and just kind of look up systems near you that have some rings, and hopefully those rings, most rings have some kind of extraction site. Not every ring has the hazardous ones, but you'll at least be able to find something to get you started to experiment and see how it is that you want to run the bounty hunting game. If your goal is to gain rep with a specific controlling faction, bounty hunting is a decent way to do it without having to do missions, because you gain rep and influence by doing missions. But if you want to gain rep just by destroying criminals in the area, they generally enjoy that. Alright, so once you go into Starport Services, you're going to see a contacts panel. Under the contacts, you're going to go to the authority contact. This is the contact you go to if you have any fines that you need to pay because you forgot to request docking and you went in and they got all mad at you, or you bumped into somebody, or you killed a man, all these things. But under here, you're going to see all of your bounties show up. You can redeem all your bounty vouchers, and you can see the faction that these are from. Okay, so these are bounty vouchers for each of these locations. It's only 500,000 space bucks, but we were there for a very short amount of time. Did hardly any work. We just got a message. Usually that means, hey, thank you. You're now an ally of the Ekinar Immortal. So it helps you gain reputation, which then allows you to go in and get missions, and the missions that they give you from that faction are going to be better paying missions. And an added little bonus is that as you do these things, you're going to slowly upgrade your combat rank and just have some fun blowing up other spaceships in the process. Alright guys, this is my attempt to take a fun activity, make it accessible, and show you that you can basically do it in any ship, really. My hope is that this was informative, that you learned something, that you'll go out and bounty hunt a little bit yourself and have some fun with it, or at the very least, slightly entertaining. If you have any comments, jokes, suggestions, anything to add to this topic, please throw it in the comments below. If you liked the video, throw a like down. It helps out a lot. If you didn't, a dislike, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. But until next time, guys, we'll see you later.